We are back.
What podcast is this?
This is called the
Declassified Podcast Survival Guide.
Hey,
welcome to our guest Hutch.
Yes, we're glad to have you here.
Wait, no. So happy.
Yes.
No, now wait a second.
You like our new set?
It's look behind you.
What does it say up there?
Wait, whoa.
Look behind you. What does it say? It says
Zeke Luth Podcast.
Oh,
doesn't say the net. What? Wow,
Daniel, where the?
You know what? Y'all planned this too, didn't you? You planned it. You planned it before. Yeah, I sat down. I was like, "There's already a problem."
Hey,
yeah.
Welcome to the Zeke and Luth Pod, guys. Welcome back. And we have a very special guest today.
Yes, we do. Lindsey Shaw.
Lindsey Shaw.
Ned's Declassified. Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, so
I
many
am
things.
so as certain as death.
As certain as death.
Certain as
our
death.
film.
Okay.
Yes. The
Out
Howling.
on Tubi.
Do you remember The Howling?
Oh, I do.
I do remember The Howling.
I do.
I
You know,
do.
there's a really interesting story about The
I can't
Howling
wait.
that I
wanna hear
actually
it
don't
because
think
I
that I've
actually
ever
thought
dropped.
it was awesome.
You never told? We love new stories.
Yes.
Or is it not one of those
No,
stories?
it is one of those stories, but do you guys like venture
Yes,
into
why
the
not?
darker
Yes.
material and anything?
Oh, the darker. Wait. Let's get
What
to
type
it
of-
after.
what- yeah.
Because we got segments that are kind of
Okay,
like
go.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, I'm interested. Now I'm interested.
No, it's a good one.
Because look, the amount of dark days that I've had. Okay, the sun did not shine for some time.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
There
We're
was
in the
some
northern
time.
latitudes.
There was when I tell you that it was like Alaska, 31 days where the sun just didn't come up. Yeah, that's happened a couple times.
Oh
like
man,
that, man.
yeah.
Man.
But you made it
So,
out, and that's what matters.
That's right.
Absolutely.
We both made it out. There you go. That's what that's all that matters, really.
I'm glad we didn't
You know.
run into each other in the darkness.
Yeah, you know what? I had a
We
few
might have
people.
co-signed each other's bullshit
That's
too
what
much.
I had a couple of
Running
people
full
that were
speed
like,
in the dark.
Just
You're
at
bound
each
to
other.
hit somebody.
No. You got the amount of times that people have been like, "I'm so glad I didn't know you," and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "Because." One, your stories are funny, but you don't sound funny.
Dang.
You don't personally sound funny.
Sound
You
funny,
sound
yeah.
like it's pretty sad. Like it was just and I'm like, all right, well,
Well,
you
where does
would be
funny come
correct.
from?
Well, it comes
I
from the
mean,
tragedy. So
pain, the
yeah,
tragedy.
that's why. But yeah, no, I remember. Do you know that I met you a long time ago? A long time ago.
man.
Okay?
Uh-oh.
And I met you when I was on Zeke and Luther, and I had only been the first season of the show.
Okay.
And I went to this party in the hills.
Oh, Lindsay at a party?
Yeah.
After his-
No.
But it wasn't what you think, though. It wasn't what you think. So I got there. Now, I had watched Ned's, and I actually told Daniel on one of the other episodes, I said, I was actually a huge fan of the show. So I was like, oh my God, like he's on Zeke and Luther, right? I was like, that's so cool. And so I get there, and you're there, and you're smoking a Marlboro Red. And you're looking very much, you've got the moody vibe to you. And I was like, I just went up to say hi, and I go, hey, my name's Hutch, I'm on a show. And you go, cool stuff. What are you up to? Like I was like, shit, that line didn't work at all.
Cool
like
story,
I
cool story,
thought
bro.
the Zeke and Luther line, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm on a show that just, right? We're like,
Like you got a marble?
we're kind of the same. Yes, she was just like, uh-huh.
I did look.
What is
I wasn't
that?
smoking a Camel Crush. I was smoking a Marlboro Red. Okay, dude.
That was a Marlboro Red.
Yeah, I was.
That's
I
right.
was deep. Yeah, you were there, but I was
get it.
alone.
I was
I get
hanging
it.
on, yeah.
I get it. I was like, and I
That's
remember I
so
went up to my
funny.
agent who took me there, and I was like, yeah,
Jesus.
said hi. Oh, that's really nice. I go, I don't think she really likes me though. Like I was
Dang.
trying to have a conversation, but it didn't really go anywhere.
You didn't name drop? You didn't name drop me?
Bro, first off, at that point, I did not. I did not. I think I was one. The minute she said,
You came up and said, hey, I'm on a show.
I probably did it exactly
looked
like
at you
that.
All
like
right, kid.
I just came up and was like, hi.
kid.
Like, I just came like,
Beat it,
you know,
kid.
Yeah, get out, kid. First off, you don't know what true pain is.
I,
Okay, just
look,
you wait.
I was so socially,
Yeah, I like it.
socially
I like it. Put that ooh in
insecure
there.
Yeah.
and awkward. And if I wasn't doing a bunch of uppers and initiating the conversation,
okay.
I usually wasn't that social.
I get it.
I realized I didn't really know how to have a conversation, still learning how to. But you really have to have energy to really
Yeah.
care about what you're asking about. And truly, that's not just like a switch because you're at a party.
Sure, no, I get
but
it.
definitely
I get it.
could have been more cordial and probably kept the conversation going. But yeah,
get
what did I say, Dan? I was on my road into hell.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, hey,
I
you
wasn't
know.
10, 15, 20 steps
Steps
out like I
That's
am
going
now.
in. Yeah.
I was 10,000 steps out walking in.
That might be one of the best. That might be such a great
But
phrase.
when you hear the whole phrase, when you
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
say, better to be like 3 steps walking out of hell
right.
than 10,000 steps walking in.
Yeah.
Like, really think about the picture that paints. Like, yeah, I'm way far from hell, but I'm slowly walking towards
First
it.
off, I signed a 2-year lease in hell. All right, I had a
hell, you
it was
were
a
in
2-year
hell.
lease, okay? And I was there, and I was just like, I tried to get out of that contract multiple times,
Dang.
and they were like, "Look,
Wow.
you're here paying monthly. That's
Yeah,
how this is going
right.
to go, one
Yeah.
way or the
You might
other."
as well
And I
check
was
out
like,
the amenities.
I
Something.
was like, "Son of a bitch!" I was like, "You guys don't have anything in
It's
hell.
like the
There's,
rent's
nothing
cheap
around
here, but it's a 2-year
Rent is
contract.
so cheap."
Dang. It's a 2-year contract. You can't leave.
Oh, that's amazing.
Hey, dang.
But yeah, that was the first time I met you. That was the first time I met you,
Wow.
and then the next time was over FaceTime before As Certain as Death.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's the time that I remember.
yeah, that's you're like, look, I don't remember that first.
I
time.
don't,
It's
and
okay,
I'm
that's all
honestly
right.
glad. Look,
Yeah.
if the memory's
Yeah.
gonna block something out,
Sure.
might as well be something. Not you. I wish you were still there, Eternal Sunshine style.
Right, right.
But yeah.
Dang.
And then we had As Certain as Death, and we have become as close as 2 sober people.
Yeah, which by the way is close because there's when you're talking with people about your experiences, right? Only another sober person will understand you going, man, sometimes I just want a bottle of vodka and the shower on, but I'm not in the shower, so there's just steam and me by myself and my phone off. That's what I want.
There you go.
And no one really, unless you're another
Oh my
hardcore
gosh.
person who's been there,
Ugh.
most people go, that sounds like the worst fucking time I think I've ever heard in my life.
Do you want to get so many uppers that we
Right,
just get
right.
a headache over 3 days
Right.
Ugh.
in my house alone? I don't want to go out.
Yeah, I just want to
I want
watch
somebody
the same
else to
cartoons
infringe on the
over and
time I
over
have
again.
here by myself.
Yeah, I'm
It's a
more of
weird
like I'm
thing.
more of a just play the same South Park movie over and over again.
Right.
Dude, or Family Guy, dude.
Right.
I used to walk into that crib, bro. Just a sad man watching cartoons.
Damn,
Yep.
bro, that
Yep.
is that is the truth.
Yep.
And
That's what that
feeding
is.
Feeding the fire.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Wizards of Waverly Place over here. I get it.
Were you watching Wizards?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Somehow
Just got you
some
through.
weird perversion of innocence was happening there.
Interesting.
Dang.
Wait, let me just lay this howling
Okay,
story down.
all
Then
right.
let's go to segments. Let's
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
segments. I can't
Good,
believe
turn
y'all already have segments. Neds
Hey.
could learn a thing or two.
We only got
from y'all.
one. We only got one.
We
only
got
segment.
one, and
So this
yeah,
story
yeah.
is like, so I was up there and I was, dabbling in my drugs. It wasn't like super bad yet, but I was doing it, right?
Yeah.
So this night before we left, we get like an 8-ball, right? Me and
Okay.
this French guy, Niels. And we're doing it. We're riding Bixies all over Montreal, like
Dang.
Sure.
at 2 a.m. Their
All
little
this
bike
sounds
system.
normal to
right,
me.
right.
normal.
So I have to get up for my flight, which I hadn't slept for, right? So I'm
Okay.
just like at the airport, like just
Mm.
hoping that the customs doesn't like whatever
pick
because
up
I'm
on
coming back.
Right.
So I get through customs, thank God. Yeah, the dog actually sniffs out my hand lotion, right? So I had to get up with my hand lotion. I get home that night and I'm going through my purse, right?
Mm.
And what do I find? A gram of cocaine
What?
right next to the lotion, my dude.
No.
Right next to the
So
lotion.
he really
Bruh.
was sniffing that,
Whoa.
but it was the lotion.
but they
The
took
dog
the lotion.
Sniffed
Yep.
my lotion.
the dog was
That's what they asked me for.
That is
You
And so
were-
interesting.
instead of being like, I was like, oh my God, whoa. Whoa.
Yo,
like,
wow.
it was crazy.
Speaking of
dude.
dogs and customs.
What? What?
No, we're not speaking of dogs and customs. Okay, no, we'll save
No,
that. It'll be
what?
a personal pod for us.
That's an
Uh-huh.
wow.
Well, we were talking about hell. Sounds like we're thirsty. On today's segment of What the Fiddly Fuck Are We Drinking, we have
Yes.
sweet corn.
That's
sweet corn.
right.
How's
What
that
the
sound to
fiddly
you?
fuck?
Yeah.
And it's special
Yep.
for you because you're from Nebraska.
Nebraska.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
That's right. We
thought.
picked it
That's
out
effort. I appreciate
specifically
that.
for you.
The corn huskers,
That's right.
That was your.
That's
yeah,
absolutely
let me
correct.
Pop some of these open
Okay,
for you. Let
great.
me-
Now,
I'm gonna give you
so
this one
this
first touch.
segment, so,
we
oh,
go. Bam.
God damn,
Popping
that's
it.
not his
All
first
right.
rodeo.
Pop that thing. Oh, that smells like
Have
corn.
y'all ever had this?
No. And
What?
won't have any
Wow.
more.
Fuck.
There you go.
What made you? Thank you, sir.
You know?
What even brought this to your mind?
Well,
Ooh, yep.
Another one. Sorry, you can go. You can speak now.
so there is a place called Rocket Fizz
in
and,
Burbank.
in
I know it
Burbank,
well on Magnolia.
in Burbank. Yes,
Next to Porto's.
Actually,
Love that
one
place.
closed.
Oh, the one next to.
I know.
Porto?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
sad.
closed.
Wait, where
I
is
know.
the new
Yeah,
one?
I know. I think there's like 3 or 4. They're like spread around, and
No idea it was a chain.
so the thing is that when you go to Rocket Fizz, there's a lot of great sodas, a lot of great ones, and they're all like like cane sugar, great root beer, orange soda, and then they have an entire section dedicated to what the fuck is this and why is it a soda?
Right.
That's what it should actually. It should say what the fuck is this and why is it a soda?
Yeah.
And so we've actually tried ranch dressing, mustard, bacon.
Yeah.
What do you
Pickle.
mean you drank bacon?
So when I say that I
bacon
drank,
flavor.
I have to
I don't know
drink
how
the
they did
whole
it.
bottle.
Soda,
of it.
bacon soda,
Yeah,
ranch
bacon
soda.
ranch
It was
soda.
I'm gonna
horrible.
be ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now-
thank you for going
Take a
easy
whiff
on
of
me.
that. How does it
Yeah,
smell
I
to
don't
you?
know if you're gonna really be as thankful as you think because I
Oh,
smelled
I got
it once.
the corn kernel right into my nose in that last.
Yeah, it's
that-
a little. Yeah, it's.
Holy moly!
I don't like the color at all.
Yo, I don't. Yeah, this does not smell good, guys.
This is
smells
when I
pretty-
tell you
This
that
smells
this
like
looks
cream
like.
corn.
It's like cream corn
You know
specifically.
what it is?
Yeah.
I know what this is though. The color. This is like super dehydrated.
Urine.
Like you haven't. Yeah, you haven't had water for a long
It's
time.
urine, man.
Or
Yeah.
Fanta.
Well,
Did you guys
there are
really
some
just
little
like fill
Fantas.
this up with Fanta and we're
Well,
gonna say we're
Fanta,
drinking
Fanta.
corn
what,
soda?
you know
want
what?
to?
If I'd been that smart, if only I'd done
Hey
something
guys,
like that.
cheers
All right,
to
cheers
All right,
to this.
cheers.
cheers to the corn. Shout out Nebraska. Let's
Shout out
take a
Nebraska.
swig.
Long live Cornhuskers.
What? You don't like that?
No,
You like it?
I don't hate it.
Like,
I wouldn't get it again, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's got that
It's thick.
refreshing, like frothy root beer thing at the end of it. Do you know what I mean?
Hold
a
on.
little bit,
Like,
but you got to get past all that.
Go
other
at the
stuff.
end. Go to the end of it. No, get it in. Now go to the end.
You know what?
I can't drink it with a smile.
I don't taste any of what you're talking about.
Damn.
You know what I taste?
What?
Sadness.
Really?
That's what I taste.
And that's
I taste
why
sadness.
That's what that
I-
is. That's what that is.
Thank you.
You know,
That's
thanks,
how-
Lester. Lester's Fixins,
Yes,
everybody.
Lester's Fixins.
Lester's
That's
Fixins with like
Huh.
I sort of like the guy
Yeah,
on
it's
the thing.
absolutely disgusting.
Yeah,
to
it's
be really
bad.
honest with you.
I know. See, the first couple drinks is fine.
But you told me that you finish each bottle
I
of
have
these.
to. I don't have a choice.
Daniel, why don't
I could finish this, but no, it's his punishment. He set it up for
You
himself.
know what I love is that it's somehow it's. Oh, thank you, Jose.
Almost got your hand bit off, Jose.
Jose, you need to be a little more strategic about
get
that, all
between
right?
a
You can't give me
girl and her
corn
sweet
soda
corn.
and then put
Yeah,
your
you can't-
goddamn
yeah, that's a little,
hand in my face.
That's an interesting
almost got
chain of
nipped.
events right there.
Wow.
Actually, and you remind me in her prime, so not now. So when I say this, but is it Shelley Duvall from The Shining?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she always had like her performances were always more real than most of the movies that she was in.
Was
I would say.
Mm, right.
Which I thought was amazing because, a lot of the time, look, if you're in a Stanley Kubrick movie and you're with Jack Nicholson, and I remember you more than Jack Nicholson,
Right.
Yeah,
you
you did a
did
great job.
Right.
something.
Her fate, like
Yeah.
that just, yeah,
Yeah,
nails
absolutely.
it. Are you a
Solid.
cinephile?
Oh my God.
Crazy?
I know every. Ask
he's
me. Let's
good.
see.
He's
Jill,
good.
let's test it out. Go ahead. Hold on. Let's see. Because last time this happened
Yeah.
with Katie
And
Sarife,
he embarrassed me in front of people. I hyped him
fucked
up.
me over. I go,
Drop the ball.
any movie. Let me see if I have like the plot line of it. And she goes, and by the way, she's known me forever.
Right.
And she goes, The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm like, fuck you.
Why would you pick that
You
one?
know I don't know
Wait,
that movie.
wasn't that the story of like the guy in the prison?
All I know is
Hey,
that it's a
she's
really, really good
cinephile.
breakfast order at a lot of
No,
places.
it's because
the Monte Cristo.
I read
That's
the
all
book.
I know.
I read the book.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think
Yeah.
that's what she said. Katie Sarife.
Yeah,
was
so
like,
she-
and you
yeah,
worked with
yeah.
Katie Sarife. at one
Yes,
point,
I
yeah.
did. oh my
Yes,
gosh,
on
on
the first
Teen
thing-
Spirit.
yes, the first
She didn't
thing.
even live in LA. What she was
Mhm.
like, she wasn't underage, but she was like 17,
At the
19,
time.
some such.
Yeah.
And she, was such this little firecracker, and like, she's the same person she is
Always
today
been.
that like as she was then.
That's good.
Sure.
Like she, I'm just really proud of her. It's cool to see. Like she persevered, and what she
Yeah.
was doing was good stuff, obviously. And
Yeah.
It's always
happy for her.
great.
Y'all work pretty close with her in the acting
Oh
school.
yeah.
Yeah,
We travel to Australia
teach with her. It's
We
fantastic. She's
reminisced.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So, like, do you guys all teach in one big room? Have you learned anything from each other?
Usually it's multiple breakup
Yeah,
rooms,
multiple
but no,
breakout
but sometimes
rooms.
when we do get a chance to teach
Mhm.
together,
Yeah.
I'll often work with Hutch.
Yeah, we which is cool. I think there's the guy who runs it, Adrian, is very much like he knows which teachers should go together because he
Mm.
just sees He sees
That's
the
important.
chemistry. He also sees, like, you know, I've done a lot more drama. Daniel's done a lot more comedy. So having us together, then there's a bit of a
Mix.
nice
Everybody
contrast,
can get a little
you
bit
know?
of something out
So,
of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but I will say this. I will say this about Daniel when it comes to teaching.
Talk to him.
Daniel is one of the nicest teachers I've ever met.
To a fault sometimes.
It's wonderful because he's really, like, he lets them down, like he puts the feather pillow down and then he puts a trampoline on top of the pillow and then he has like 4 more pillows before he drops the news on the fact that
I mean,
the
if
people
you're gonna let me
probably
down.
didn't do well.
Hey, let me down
You know?
swiftly or slowly. Yeah, there
Isn't
we
it
go.
gently?
Gently. Yeah, there it is. Let him down swiftly. Let me down gently.
So you're Princess and the Peeing It. I love that.
Princess
That's your
and the Pig.
style.
Dang.
You know what?
Princess and the Pea.
I am also a Princess and the Pea style teacher.
Okay.
And are you not that?
It's not that.
Making people cry. You did that one time.
Well, no, but it's usually because I'm having them dig deep for a dramatic monologue.
Yeah.
You're not selling it correctly. You're
Okay.
you're like thinking I'm going in there going, what the fuck was that?
But
No,
we
no,
know
that's
that's
the-
your
No,
subtext.
No, that's not
That's
what
the
I
way
do.
you do it.
That's
Yeah.
not the way I do it. See, this is gonna go down.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No,
you
no.
thought that was okay?
So wait, do you stop people in the middle of their scenes?
I
or
have
like,
a photo of Daniel at his absolute when we were teaching.
Oh, that's
in
a great
Switzerland.
one. That's a great one.
And
Yeah.
and Daniel does this thing, and this is why I love. Me and Daniel have been like through all these episodes. Like, I swear to God, these are the like just out of pocket shots fired. Like, it'll be like, yeah, we're really really good friends. You're a bitch. Hey, anyway, it's always sneak them in there.
Sprinkle it in. You know.
We both do at this point. And he has one where when Daniel gets to the point where he is done teaching, right, which is usually about 20 minutes after he starts. Okay.
Hey, I like it. I like that. I like that. Good stuff.
He goes down as he starts to get more bummed out about having to be there. So this is
It's 'cause I start out so high up.
he starts out like this. Ready? I'm gonna do your entire thing.
Go
Let's see if I
ahead,
can
go
do it.
For the audio listeners, Hutch just slowly devolved from happy to.
You and I took a
dejected.
photo of him at his end, and you would literally think he was like,
Dang. But that's usually when somebody goes up there and they don't know their lines type thing. That
oh, you're trying to hold back your anger.
Yeah. I don't like that. I'm like,
You should know your
paid so much to
lines.
be here.
Right.
I agree.
Come on now.
I agree.
Yeah, get
You
it-
should
get it
definitely know
together.
your lines.
Wait, so Hutch, what is your style? Are you literally like, whoa, what is that? Like, do you say those kind of things?
Usually, so what I like to do, because I actually
He
really
gives them examples of what they look like a lot of
Oh
times.
shit!
Up there.
Yeah, I go up there, and the minute the person starts to like, not know their lines, I'm like, let me show you what you're doing right now. And I get up
Yeah.
there. No, that's not what happens. I swear, Daniel, you're like rewriting history. You're just like, so this is how it
Throw this
actually
in there.
went.
It works though.
Well, no, because what I'll do is I've been told that it's a bit intimidating actually, because I have like a look I guess I give when I'm just watching people act, and so I'll kind of look like this. And that's how I look at them like the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
because I just want to make sure that I'm really paying attention. I don't
Mhm.
want there to be anything else going on in my head.
Mhm.
And I've had a few of the younger kids go up and be like, "You're scary," and I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
"Shit." So
Oh.
now I have to put in like the smile now. So like when I'm with little kids, like with the adults, I'm like, "Look, you're
Yeah.
getting that face.
Right.
Okay, this is the real world. Here we are.
Right.
Okay, but for the little kids, I have to be like,
That's
Just
even
give 'em a little-
creepier, my dude.
It's even creepier, my guy.
"That's even creepier, my
No
guy."
thanks.
You're
Go
literally
back
like,
to the
yeah.
other one.
I'm like, show.
Yo.
Don't like
It's
look like
tough.
you're that focused,
Yeah.
because it
Tough,
just
like-
doesn't come across right.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Man.
I can paint myself into a corner though, is when I'm trying to teach people something, because I try to lift them up so high that when they fall, they're at least still even a little higher than when I found them, right?
Right.
So it's like, but then when I'm literally being, I wouldn't even say a 4, because I'm usually a 2.
Okay.
When I'm a 4 or a 5, when I'm trying to get to the next level, they're like, and we really like it when you're hard on us. And I'm like, my
Oh,
dude,
you ain't seen
you ain't
hard.
seen.
Yeah, you haven't seen. You don't really
that-
know what that is.
Do you
Yeah.
do you know what acting classes used to be like? It wasn't
Oh,
no
man.
2 hours
It's-
sitting here and there. It was 5 hours after you had
Yeah.
school having to do
Oh,
homework.
Yep.
Dang.
I did that for
Mhm.
3 days a week
Yeah.
for a full year, having to pay my coach back because I didn't even have money to go that often.
Wow.
Yeah.
He said, "I believe in you," and the first thing you get, like, we cut him a check for that,
Yeah.
and it was brutal. It
Yeah.
was no like, "Oh, you're a kid, so you're out at midnight." Like, You'd be getting to home at 1:32 in
And
the
getting
morning
grilled.
and getting up for school at 8 in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really hard. I mean, that's just because you're adding on top of what's already difficult, which is just how old were you?
12.
Oh, so that age is brutal.
Yeah.
That's a brutal age. So
Yeah.
so you're adding how many hours? You said 3?
It was, I mean, from
5.
7
They
to
were doing
midnight, man.
5?
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
hours on top of what already is.
I mean, these
you
were
know,
big classes. My teacher went really into it, made sure everybody got their chance. I mean, that's not unheard of in LA for
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's pretty common for
Yeah.
in-person classes. And especially like when I was coming up, I mean, it was like, you got to learn what this is.
You gotta learn.
Sure.
You got to learn.
Yeah.
And I wanted that too, but it just, yeah, that's how I kind of like cut my teeth in the craft was like, yes, Ned's, but
Sure.
I mean, I was intensively working for at least a year before
Sure.
anything. You
Well,
know?
so you learned a lot about what teaching styles worked and which ones you liked and didn't.
Not so much because I was with one mentor the whole time, but I did get in touch. I was able to like raise my emotional intelligence a great deal and also take on this like model I'd like to live for my life with his teaching, right? Just connecting, just really the art of connection, learning it from such a young age, learning to showcase your emotions. I remember I was like in the class, I was 12, I still had my school uniform on, and this woman was doing a scene with me, and I could see her starting to break to cry. And I was like, no, because I could feel that everybody cried, no. And it was so scary because it's your first time crying about
Sure.
something outside your family and you're about to go. And like it happened and I cried for the first time. And she's like, yeah, I just glanced down at your private school thing and remembered me going to private school and it got me. And that sort of like started my emotional journey of like, whoa, this is cool and powerful.
Sure.
And I get to do this in front of like, I don't know. It was really lovely. And then it started to pay off with work
That's
and
great.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you put in the work. I mean, that's what they say, and then there's other times where people just seem to, on the first try,
Right. And for whatever like, works for you, I just think like the value of learning what you're doing in front of the camera and the
100%.
and the potential of what's there, the connection that can really be. It's not just all about this slick style, this and that. It's
Sure.
about, you know what I mean, those earned moments.
Yeah.
Truthful
Yeah.
impact, because it is so easy to be slick. Like for the longest, I would just try to be cool or funny
Right.
in whatever material was presented to me. And when I was trying to make choices, it was about, oh, I want to be memorable, and it's like, that's gonna take away from that true human
Sure.
kind of
Right.
connection.
Sure.
And you've always been big on that. Like, are you actually
Yeah.
connecting?
Yeah, and to the point where like and now I'm more style and slick. I'm actually like bringing in like you don't always have to be in the mud in the substance of whatever it is. It's just like a beautiful craft, and so learning it from like the belly out like that was amazing, and especially anything you learn before you become pubescent at all. Like I mean, before my teens, that just was in there. So that's a gift that I'm just so grateful. Like that's what I really see that this industry has given me, despite all like the personal setbacks that I kind of got in my own way for. But learning that so young and now finally I think being able to like handle that in a more graceful way. It's like the gift of my life. I really, like
real
you guys.
superpower.
Yeah.
That's real, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm adiosing this corn soda.
Oh
Goodbye.
yeah, sit it away. Put it
Goodbye.
away.
It's okay. Yeah. Well,
The Nebraskan couldn't
How
handle the
far are you?
corn.
Yeah.
Too much corn.
Ooh.
I mean,
Damn. How you doing? How you doing over there?
It's pretty bad.
I'd say you're just over half.
I could down the whole thing right now, and it would just be one horrible moment. But
Right.
I'm almost like I'd rather have 9 more just regular
like
away.
bad
regular
moments.
bad moments.
Sip it
Wow.
You
that's something.
because I downed the bacon one, and the minute I finished downing it, and I think we still had a good 35 minutes of the interview left, and I went, that was a mistake.
Dang.
And I went, because now it's all just there. Now it's just now for like, I would say that I don't think my
And you're doing this episode after episode. So like how much soda is in your belly
he's
by the end
drowning
of the
in that
day?
stuff.
look I did not think this through. I thought of the concept. And then I did not think of the
It's
execution.
where art meets commerce,
It's,
unfortunately.
immovable object, unstoppable force. We're in a rock and hard place.
Wild.
So I
was looking up the etymology of bacon. All right. And it comes from Old English, like from back. So it's just the backside of a pig. Didn't know. And that's where we get bacon from. I was like, bacon? Does it come from you're baking it to get the bacon? But I'm like, you don't really bake bacon.
Right.
How do you get the name bacon?
You know what? That is my favorite thing, looking up the etymology of things.
Of
Daniel,
words,
I feel like you're like one of the only other people who,
major,
who
that's
does
what I
that.
do.
It's brilliant. It makes me so happy.
Hutch is like, how did you spin this and make it make sense?
Right?
With me judging
I mean,
you.
we're on theme.
I
but
literally-
I
just-
still want to know about all the soda in your belly.
Yeah, tell me more about you talking about baking soda, but tell me about the other sodas in your.
No,
in your...
bacon soda.
No,
Bacon.
soda. No. First off,
You're
Bacon
just drinking
soda.
bacon
Look at
and you
some
don't even
bacon
know the
soda.
name.
I got baking soda.
The amount
Bacon
of
soda.
times, the amount of times that something has happened where
Bacon soda. Yes, give me some. Get one of those. Bacon soda. I got bacon soda.
Give me that bacon soda. Okay. All right.
This is getting too Ned's pod.
Sorry,
We'll dial it
let's-
back. We'll dial it back. Yeah. Woosah.
Woosah.
the reason
Woosah.
why I stopped there is this is becoming a theme where Daniel does some stuff that like I've never seen Daniel do.
Right.
Right. Like Daniel was talking about like his family at one point, and he just goes, I'm with my aunt and my mom,
Oh, the shopping
and then
cart?
just keeps talking.
That was them sauntering
And-
down
and
the aisle of
I go, stop,
the store, the
stop.
supermarket.
What was that? What was that?
We're not just
And
going to gloss over this.
we
like
can't
you
just
didn't
gloss over this
just
random
shimmy on
stuff.
me.
Like, and I'm appreciating it because it's got to be one of my favorite parts. Just out of nowhere, like Daniel being on his phone, there's a reason.
Right.
He's not going to just have his phone out. Which is why I looked and I went, what is he doing? Right
That's
now?
what I mean.
What is happening right
Daniel
now? Yeah.
does bring out his phone when he's in the middle of a conversation.
I get that.
That is what he does do. But it is always
a
something to bring back to the conversation.
Exactly.
with purpose.
Yeah.
It's actually very
Yeah.
cool. But you do it like with no context. So it's like,
Yeah.
What's he doing?
it's a
Is he
little off-putting
not
at first, and then
listening?
you bring back this nugget
Sure.
to the group, and we're also just so glad that you don't hate us. That we're like,
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
Now we know the etymology of
Well,
bacon.
and the only thing that kind of kills me is that then it makes me like want to kind of like one up it, right? So then I see it, and then I just want him to start talking about something serious, so I can be like, salt used to preserve meat.
Well, hey, you can't
And
do
then
that.
just stare at him like he stares at me when he's like the etymology,
of bacon.
out of nowhere. I'm
Hey.
like, what the fuck is
Hey,
happening?
smarter every day, guys.
Yeah.
Smarter every day.
Yeah,
you know?
well,
Right?
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Bacon. Bacon.
I love that.
We're just
And now
throwing
I
it around
know.
without knowing what it is.
now,
you know?
now we know.
Now
Wait,
we
isn't there like
know.
a phrase like "save your bacon"?
Save your bacon.
Mm.
Well, like watch your
yeah, I
back or
saved your
wa-
bacon. That's what. Yeah, she was like, I saved your. Yeah, something like that.
It's
Really?
oh
Yeah.
no, he's looking at us like
You motherfuckers is crazy.
How does it feel to get really confused out of nowhere?
you
What
guys.
the hell?
Bacon, but turkey bacon is better. No bacon
I love-
is key.
Yeah, no bacon is the best bacon.
It's the best bacon.
But that turkey bacon,
Yeah,
is
But I do
I got
love
one
second.
more. I got one more Daniel said recently,
Go ahead.
and it's amazing because look, he goes. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. It's like when you go to a high-end restaurant, you order the chicken parm, and they bring you a ham sandwich. And
No,
then he
that was a
just
good one, okay?
stops. Like there's nothing after it. Let's go.
You
What?
can't just stop there. Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I was talking about hey, Lindsay, we were talking about the reception of our film As Certain as Death from people where they're
Yep.
like, he was talking about how upset people were that there wasn't like a death within the first
It
5
wasn't like a
minutes.
horror movie right away.
You
Right.
know?
Mhm.
And he's explaining to who was
It was
Who
addiction
was
is a horror
It was David.
movie.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
David. It was,
David
he was
Lambert. Yeah,
explaining
yeah,
to
yeah.
David, and he's like, "Yeah, man, it was just David was explaining to us, but it's like a different genre. It's like a different genre. You're
Yeah.
bending genres."
Yeah.
And Hutch is like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we did." And I was like, "Yeah, like when you are at a fancy restaurant and you order chicken parm and they bring you a ham sandwich. You just adjusting the genre a little
In
bit."
what world does that work with bending the genre?
Why
of
would you
movies?
have just shit on everything they were saying?
Like he literally, well, no, I shouldn't have called it a ham sandwich. I could have maybe said instead of chicken parm, they brought me out a lobster dish or some ahi tuna. So I don't know.
Dude, that metaphor is
I'm getting
is flawed
confused with
from
the
beginning to
analogy
end.
a
all
little
just-
because the lobster is.
It's like, don't act like it's not offensive, Daniel.
But I see it works, just not in that context. I feel
You
like
want a ham sandwich, right? Same thing. Eat it.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Oh
Yes,
man,
yes.
yeah, we've been having fun. We've definitely been having fucking fun.
Yes.
Isn't it weird
Yeah.
once you start to spend time with like your old friends again?
Yep.
It's cool because like you have to be together and sussing out each other's brains and hearts and whatever.
And you pick back up like where you left off. If it's a really close friendship, there's you don't always when you are like the fact that Daniel's still like kind of laughing. Like I feel like something else is coming. Like I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
He's cooking something up.
Waiting in the reference.
But what I was gonna say was, certain friends you don't see for years, and then you see them, and then you're like, "Fuck!" It's like no time passed, no time at all, and that's really that's a testament to it. So, it's nice, man. I told Daniel, and I've told a lot of people because they were asking me about the pod and stuff like that, and they're like, "You're doing a podcast?" Just because I have like such like a pessimistic humor.
He hated podcasts.
I was like, no, I don't want to do a podcast. I'm not interested in that stuff. Like, but I'm not usually interested in anything. Right? You know what I mean? I'm just like,
I get it.
It's like
we
what I know.
burnt out those abilities to care.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna keep on the acting, studying, and painting. I'm not gonna worry about that. And he goes, well, one, you have to come on the Ned spot. And I was like, dude, I really don't. Like I'm not looking good, so I'd rather not do that. And he goes, it's for the movie, right? It's for the movie.
Yeah.
Her reaction is very different than Devin's, just so you know.
Oh yeah, Devin just starts clowning.
Devin just starts clowning me
because I go, "Hey, the skinny hutch."
YouTube comments on my video are literally, that's not fucking Zeke.
Ew.
Dot.
What is
Ew.
that?
What happened to him?
Ew, brother.
Right
Ew.
now, of course, the good thing is that I don't look like that anymore.
Not at all. Look at him. Gordon.
But man, Devin goes, I'm happy you brought that up because I thought they were hysterical. And I go,
I'm going to punch him in the balls for you.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
absolutely.
Devin. I'm like. What? Why?
I'm here. I'm sitting
literally
right
hate
here.
that. How
Did you
dare you
just say
come
that
into
to
my
me?
house, pee on my shoes?
I was like, why are you
and
doing
then
this to
laugh.
me?
Hutch actually peed on my shoes once.
I did.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what
So he
happened?
deserved every bit of it.
No, you were.
I wasn't wearing the shoes.
No, he
This
wasn't
makes it
wearing
a
them.
little bit better, but I had to. I might have had to wear them home, which was inconsiderate.
So
but I didn't.
it was so what happened was
Explain yourself.
Well-
Hutch.
There was a time period which I've talked about many times where I would get so drunk that I didn't really know where I was. Right. So if I thought that the corner where people put their shoes in the hotel room was the bathroom, that's where I went.
Right.
Right. And Daniel was actually half awake when this was happening, but he was too tired to like really get up to stop me. So I just hear Daniel just go, hey, don't you piss on. Oh,
Because you just see somebody going over into a corner, like fixing themselves, and then it's like, is he about to throw up? What's he doing? And then you just see some gestures, and I'm like, oh, bro, and then by that time it's too damn late. No, you were like, because you went, wow, bro, I'm remembering.
Yep.
Flashbacks.
Yep.
He would straight black out and not be with us.
Yeah.
When he was drunk, he would just start wandering. Sometimes he would just start.
I think twice actually I've had friends save me because I left the hotel room naked and I start walking down the hallway.
Damn.
So it's really, really good that I'm drinking corn soda.
100%.
Instead of something else.
100%.
It's definitely better.
I'll drink to that actually.
Definitely
Yeah,
better.
no,
yeah, there we go. Good.
I will
One
not
more.
drink to
That's
that.
okay. I don't.
As another.
No.
As another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ew, brother. Ew.
Oh, brother.
I mean, this is like
What is
horrible. This is one of the worst tasting things I've ever had.
Ever.
And you know what? It's crazy too.
Hey, you look
robust.
great, and also
Thank you.
I mean, all right, the container that we all heal and get better in. So when I moved to Arizona, I gained probably 40 pounds.
Okay.
I was unrecognizable to myself, right? And I just had 2 years of like earning back. I don't even know. Like I told Daniel the other day, the only reason I was ever able to come back to LA because I got these insanely fat residual checks from Pretty Little Liars, enough to be able to like move and all of the expenses that go along with like the first couple months, right?
Sure.
And so, I was still kind of unrecognizable. And so when I got back here, I really had to like put in the work and like, I was hiking every day. I was doing this, I was doing that. And then I relapsed and that was a bummer. But, it's just a lot to heal, man. Like I get it,
Yeah.
and I know like we've been on this journey for a minute. So I get it. You boys are so gross to each other. I hate that.
Oh,
You look
yeah.
great, and
Well,
I'm
yeah,
glad you
yeah,
came
man.
on because were you like, did it give you the bug to like want to do this and you
I
enjoyed
had
it?
so much fun with Daniel. I went, dude, this is
Yeah.
fucking fun. I said, you know what? Shit, I'm
Yeah.
fucking wrong.
But time
I
flew
went,
on that
"Ah."
thing, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good time.
It was just a
time.
good, yeah, it was just a fun time. And I was like, you know what, this is, regardless of what could happen with it, I enjoyed the experience. And,
Yeah.
as you grow older, you're like, I just want experiences that I enjoy. I want
With
to
my
do things that
friends.
I want to do things that I really
Right.
like,
Yeah.
because look, I'm never going to like the dentist.
Mhm.
I'm never going to like the doctor's office or the DMV. I don't like the post office most of the time because half the time they lose my shit.
Oh.
And then I lose
So-
my shit.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, well, it's not like you. I know exactly
Okay,
what that
okay.
Once
was.
you
Just had
get
to
in a
make sure you saw it.
karmic loop at the post office,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some
Oh,
reason
yeah.
you can't break it.
Oh
You
yeah, no,
can't-
everybody's mad there.
I know, and
DMV
they
especially.
are not happy. They are not happy. I would say though the people at least that I've had the hardest interactions with would probably be the DMV.
DMV is the worst.
You know
I had
Yeah.
the most sparkling experience at the DMV
what?
ever in Glendale. I felt like a ray of sunshine walking through that place, and not tooting my own horn, but I'm just saying, like, my disease, my mind, my everything was just so online that day, and I felt really good. And I saw this actor that was on The Great, this like brilliant British actor,
Yeah.
just standing there with his
Yeah,
buddy,
yeah,
like doing it. We had a brilliant, beautiful conversation. Sorry, I can't get on board with the DMV. DMV is
Yeah.
great.
You know what? Look, that's
Wow.
what we call
The Glendale DMV is great.
Glendale DMV.
Not every
you gotta hit up
not
Glendale.
every
well.
DMV is
Don't
good.
go
I was
downtown.
gonna say not every Glendale is DMV, all right? But not every DMV.
Yeah, that's well, that's actually you
I just got my license back recently after a 3-year sabbatical.
Congrats,
Okay.
congrats. You know,
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So now I have to know, of all the projects you've done, because you have a long career, which is awesome. I watched you in Lucifer recently because I knew you were going to be on this. You were fantastic. I want to know, is there any project in particular that you didn't like working on? And you don't have to name by name if you
Wow.
don't want to.
No, I love that
Yeah.
question.
Like, is there anything
I'm
where you were
steal that
like,
for the
man,
next
this is like
Yeah, it's
not
pretty good,
it?
yeah.
So oddly, I worked on Suburgatory for 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay.
And it was a writer who had done Aliens in America, a show that I had done
You
earlier
jumped
in my
right
career.
to that right after Ned's,
Right,
right? Yeah,
right.
went right next
And
year.
they had amazing writers there. So one of the writers there created Suburgatory. I remember going in and auditioning for Tess, the lead character, whatever. So she brought me on as this other character. It was like this 5-episode arc as this guy's girlfriend, one of the main guy's girlfriends. And that set was so sterile. I want to
Okay.
say it was filled with funny people.
Sure.
All right. And it was so like it was just like dim and gray, if I could like put words to it. It wasn't like a camaraderie, like whatever. And even for somebody who hadn't been there, like just watching them together, it was just a little, for me, I don't want to speak to it. They were all absolutely lovely. It just wasn't the energy I guess I would have expected for a comedy or other comedies that I'd been on, or that many funny people in a room. It was wild to me that it sort of took this opposite effect of like they were all kind of introverted. I don't mean gray or dim. Like I don't want to shit on the experience at all because it was great. It was a little sterile. Like I didn't feel like I super connected with anybody. I didn't.
Kind of just felt like the whole thing was like really cold.
It did.
Yeah,
That was it.
I get
Very,
it. Well,
Did
very
that's
they
a-
hang out at
Yeah.
lunch or anything like that? Was it?
Yeah.
It was one where everybody goes to their own room.
No,
and-
yeah, kind of went to their own room, kind of were just in their own like thing in their chairs.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't any like running jokes. And like I said, I wasn't there for long, but like 5 episodes is like a good, barometer
Indicator,
of that.
yeah,
They were
barometer.
all lovely, you know,
Sure.
in person, but it was a different energy than I never experienced on any other set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty Little
Yeah.
Liars. So how was that experience? 'Cause that's like a cult classic, but also smash hit at the same freaking time. Like people were glued to PLL.
I'm so grateful. PLL, I feel like, just like added this bolster to my resume that I'm so grateful to have. It affected me personally. I was only supposed to go on the show for 6 episodes to begin with. And then they wanted to suss out the arc. They liked where it was going. That continued. like I said, this experience ran really parallel with issues that I was having with my personal life. So that kind of trumped a lot of what was going on professionally. But I always felt really safe and glad when they would bring me back in to work on that. And that's actually where I first learned about Twitter. That's where I first learned about social media at all. So PLL at the time was the most tweeted about show on Twitter. Like it broke the internet in that respect. And seeing all of these girls sort of like use these different social media strategies was eye-opening. It was brilliant. Like I think I had been locked in this tiny actor cavern, and these ladies were all like entrepreneurs or something. Like they all saw the business as something that wasn't this narrow whatever. They were just like had more broad strokes with it. So that was brilliant and interesting and inspiring to be around all these different women role models that were doing that at the time. So I got on Twitter. It really was a whirlwind. I remember I had like this fandom that got a little too serious. I like had agreed to meet up with one of the girls outside of whatever. She started kind of stalking me. She worked at the WB. She had to be like put on a different job. I think she got fired. Like it was wild. Like she'd bring like little treats to the set. A myriad of experiences that I had never had out of anything else. You know what I mean? Infused with the fact that like I was not in my right mind. I really, one of my greatest regrets is that, you know, I don't have a lot of a right mind to look back at a lot of that experience. That was six years of experience, right? And I just wish that I had appreciated more what I had then. And yeah, I just had an amazing time. I realized what art could actually do, like beyond entertainment. It can touch people like this. It put me on this journey with my own sexual identity, because ever since I was a kid, people would be like, you're gay, like you're like just friends or just in passing or this
Your
or that or other,
character as
right?
roles.
And like just this masculine energy that I have anyway. I'm a super tomboy, never have really grown out of that. And so it terrified me to now be playing this gay character, which in my mind the universe is telling you like, hey, look at this. This is kind of like like something like that in my own mind. That's what I'm thinking. I remember clarifying it once, and people are like, why are you feeling the need to distance yourself from this character? It's because I'm having such a problem.
Internal conflict.
Not on set with her, not anything. What people will think, how they'll look at it, right? And so I had a huge complex about that for so long. Am I not? I finally got to a place where I was surrounded by so much love that I had enough self-love to be able to say, not like, am I gay, but am I gay? Oh, I'm not. Okay. Like I definitely have these tendencies, like these, whatever. I say tendencies, please don't run with that, internet.
But
I
still,
mean, I love flirting with women. I love, but I'm not physically, like I'm not that. Like I wouldn't even call myself bisexual at all. And so that was just a whole mission to get through, man. I was not in my right mind. I was like, who am I? What am I? What am I attracted to? It was a firestorm on top of being popping off on, you know, Twitter and my character being absolutely despised, you know, and here's the deal. Now I realize like death threats are kind of a thing that get flung around so willy-nilly. I didn't know that then. I didn't know that. And so when I saw that on Twitter, let's retweet so that she like pushes to kill herself, and there were so many retweets under it, I was not in a position to handle that. Like I was still dealing with like, I just wasn't in a position to do that. So that was my whole, I sort of went off on these rants on Twitter, which now I still get held accountable for. And I just want to say like, I was mentally on my deathbed. Like I was like, I just was not okay. And so all of this was converging over 6 years, right? 45 episodes over 6 years. So not a lot, but still having to show up in this professional capacity and deteriorating each time you kind of show up, and them being able to see that, right? So it reaches such a head in the 5th season, excuse me. It reaches such a head in the 5th season that like I've shared this before, but just they had to be like, we got to let you go. And it's really kind of based on what you're showing us. Like they told me it's not because of this, but she called me into her office, said, hey, do you have anybody to talk to? And I just burst into tears, like shaking. She's like, look, you just need to get some help. you know? And I felt so honored in the 7th season that they decided to see out our character and this relationship, and this one writer really fought for it. And I'm so grateful.
That they brought you back.
I'm
on
like,
for that.
thank you for letting me
Closure,
close that
even.
out sober. I was so much like had gained so much weight. Like it was an effort. Like that show was a process. And I look at Shay Mitchell and I think like she looked at me like in that 5th season and she goes, start to write a letter. Write what you'd want to tell me in a year, or write what you'd feel like you'd want to say in a little bit. She was so pivotal and like just trying to support me, you know? But yeah. So I got to come back in 7th season, and yeah, it's still kind of something that,
That's wild how, like, you know, art imitates life, life imitates art, and you experiencing all that. Also at a time where social media is now a thing. And so
that was it too.
Just because you're not on set every day, it's like you can't leave set, because then it's the Twitter thing, it's the social media there with you too, man. That's
I think
wild.
that, and one thing you said, you know, which is that you wish that you'd appreciated, you know. I mean, that's really what regret is the lesson that then next time you will.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, because you don't know how to appreciate something until you don't appreciate it. And then you keep going, then go, man, I really wow, that was a fuck up.
Yeah.
I should have appreciated that. I should have shown more gratitude. I should have been more, you know, and that's okay. And that, you know, but that's okay, because I would say I've felt that way about a number of things. And then as things have gone along and other things have come up, I've been able to show the gratitude that I never showed to the things before.
Right.
Because I
Living
learned
amends.
that I'm like, I identify what needs to be like really look at it, you know? And so, you know, as long as the lessons learned, there's, you know, the time isn't lost. In my opinion.
that's all you really do.
You're totally right. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the Pretty Little Liars podcast?
Hey, Pretty Little Liars podcast.
What they're working on is pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. So we're actually getting in the studio next week and starting to shoot, but I don't know if we can talk about this. We have this dope twist that's being added to it that sort of brings in like a true crime element to the podcast.
Okay.
So we're syncing up this sort of rewatch and nostalgia, but with this really cool true crime element to it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a hybrid. We're going to work out what it is, but I'm doing it with Tam and Sursock, with Podco.
Awesome. Yeah.
And
we love Podco.
I just couldn't be more excited. These rewatches and have been... I mean, this Ned's pod has been wonderful. And so what a treat to be able to go back and appreciate something that I kind of shortcutted the first time, you know? Yeah. And for the fans, I know there's still like a lovely fan base out there, and we're just really, really excited.
I'm very
have a
excited
red
for you.
wig, and she has her, she played a blind character on there. So she's got
gonna
her,
bring out the cane?
we got it. We got some good stuff. So yeah.
And some professionals coming in on there. I know we can't talk about all of it, but it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
Actual professionals in the world. You know what I mean? Like detectives with like a real job and stuff. So I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, man. And congrats to you. Now you have your very own pod.
Yeah,
he's in here. Hey, you inducted him into it,
man. I'm just so grateful.
It's just that's
You're
the reason why
man.
I don't think this would have happened had it not been for coming on y'all's. You know, I don't think so.
You still haven't finished your sweet corn, Hutch. Hey!
I knew you were gonna.
No, that's hard.
No,
that's hard.
All right. Well, it's done.
It is done, and
so is the episode.
It's the episode. Thanks for coming through to the Zeke and Luth Pod, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and
thank
please
you so much for coming
like and subscribe.
Lindsey.
And thank you, Lindsey Shaw.
Awesome. Love you guys.
Hey. Peace.